Tragedy of Karbala, and from the very beginning to the end is a masterpiece. When we look at different characteristics and different individuals from very old age to very young age, even 6-month baby, you can't find any example, any position, any job, any characteristic that you can't find an exemplar in the tragedy of Karbala. And that is the beauty of Karbala. That is the secret and the reason that Karbala is going to last long, and people are going to remember the story and the tragedy of Karbala. It's a university for people. It's a true university that people just can go and reflect on different characteristics in that tragedy and get lesson from it. But there is a very unique characteristic in the story of Karbala. Were a lot of Shias and the followers of Ahlul Bayt, which they couldn't make their mind and choice to join the army of Abu Abdullah. They were Shias, they were followers of Imam, but they had different excuses. Some people, house, I had property, I have wife, I have children, So they had some certain excuses, and they used to come to Abu Abdullah and tell, we love you, we're ready to sacrifice our life for you, but now it's not the time. Even some of the close companion of Prophet, they used to go to Imam in Hajj, the last Hajj of Imam, saying that now it's not the time, don't get killed and just sit down in Hajj or in Medina or in Mecca. Just do your, worshipping and pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, different excuses, rationalizing thing. But there's an individual which he wasn't even one of the lover of Imam al-Hussein first. He used to have certain love toward the Imam, but he wasn't that much serious in his heart. He didn't have that much connection with the Imam. And the army of Imam al-Hussein was a diverse army. You had different ideology within those army of Imam al-Hussein. Some of them, they were not Shia, some of them they were. We had a Christian man, Wahab, right? And his wife and his mother joined the army of Imam al-Hussein. So this army was a diverse army, different thought. But this individual that I'm going to talk about now his name is Zuhair. He was a businessman. And luckily his caravan at one point had the same direction of Imam al-Husayn army. And he said himself that I was avoiding myself, trying to avoid myself from Imam al-Husayn. I didn't want to even look at his eyes, right? So he had this being cautious about not seeing the Imam. One day, Imam al-Husayn sent a message to Zuhair. They brought the news to Zuhair, and Zuhair was sitting in his tent with his wife. They brought the news that Imam al-Husayn is calling you, he needs help. And he's the son of Bibi Zahra salamullah alayha. You love Hazrat Zahra, you love the Prophet, so he needs now help from you. He first rejected it. He rejected that. He said, no, I'm not going to go. Even I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to even look at his eyes. And then his wife was sitting, his wife started blaming him. Don't you have any shame? This is Hussein, the son of the Prophet ﷺ. He's Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. He's the one who always was sitting on the lap of Prophet, even while he was doing sermon khutbah. He used to be always with Prophet. How dare you that you're rejecting his call? So his wife basically guided him and encouraged him to go to the Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. We don't have any report or any narration that what the Imam told him. But whatever Imam told him, when he came back from the Imam, he said, get ready. He said, get ready and you go to our city, wherever he was living. I'm going to join Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. And he became martyr in the day of Ashura. And he became success. He reached to that level of success that no other companion of any Imam could reach, right? Everyone, even Imam Zaman Ajjallahu Ta'ala Farajul Sharif in Ziyarat Nahi Muqaddasa, which we are going to recite in the day of Ashura, inshallah, he wishes that I wish that I was there, and I wish me, Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam, Ajjalallah, that could meet these companion, this devoted companion of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam in the day of judgment in paradise. So the Shuhada of Karbala, they have a very special position in the day of resurrection, the day of judgment. That is the story of one of the companion of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. How Imam and his love can change a person. A person that he doesn't want to even look at his eyes, all of a sudden he became a lover. He's ready to give his life. You know, imagine someone come to you and calls you for a war, which you are only few people, and the other side, they have all the weapons. They came, some of them with rocks, whatever they could get, and 1,000 people that are on the other side, and someone is calling you that if you come with me, you're gonna be killed. You're gonna get killed. But in return, in the day of judgment, you have a very special place, right? So you need to have a very strong faith toward the day of judgment to accept that. Otherwise, excuses will come. Very close lover of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, they rejected the call. They had different excuses. Oh, the government is so cruel. If we go, they're gonna, take our family maybe. Alright? Some of them because of money, some of them different excuses. But the story of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam is very special. He's changing people not only in that time, but till today, he's changing people. He's refreshing the faith of believers and Shias every year when Muharram comes. Many people, they come and Muharram, they start changing. You can see the change. You can see the difference between now, him, and last year. There is a concept, a beautiful concept in Quran, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us an example for us to create a strong and a special mindset about this life. It's a very important fact in Quran. And in the narration of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, he explained that too. You hear ad-dunya mazra'atul akhirah, right? Ad-dunya, this world is like a field for the hereafter. But this narration is based on one ayah. in, I believe in Surah Al-Shura, verse number 20. And this is a mindset, an introduction for us that inshallah we can talk a little bit about the concept of tawbah and how we can change ourselves and how much we need for that change. Anyone in any position that we are, how much we really in need of change. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم من كان يريد حرث الآخرة نزد له في حرثه. Whoever desires the harvest of the hereafter, we sure and indeed increase for him in his harvest. And whoever desires the harvest of this world, we give him the harvest. Even someone is looking for harvest in this world, worldly matters, he's looking, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would provide because he's the Ar-Rahman, he's the one who gives, right? We give him that, but there is a difference. But there is not for him, for the one who's looking for this world, anything in the hereafter. So there are two kind of people, type of people. One type of people, they are doing everything for this world, right? They have goals and they go and try to reach and achieve to that goal. It's, $1 million or $10 million, right? They may achieve, they may gain something, but there is another type of people which they have another purpose, a greater purpose in this life. They work for this worldly matters too, worldly life. They work hard too. But the difference, they have a greater purpose, like I said. They work for this world, but this world is not the first priority for them, right? They work, they make money, they have businesses, they work hard, but they do charity, right? They're using these money to get salvation in the hereafter. Sometimes we have wealth, certain wealth. We need to use those wealth. Like if you have a knowledge, what is your zakat? To give, to teach, right? If you teach someone how to write, how to read, you get reward, right? If you know anything, if you want to give for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you teach, you share with others, with other fellow believers, with other Shias, the lover of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam, right? Whoever loves it. And when you have wealth, any amount, you share it with others for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like this ayah is saying, you're building a farm in the hereafter. We don't see it, That's the hard part of this, creating that mindset. Just exactly like a farmer. A farmer, he's working hard maybe for 6 months, for 3 months, but he doesn't have anything, any fruits, right? Any result. He doesn't have it. It's not like a paycheck every month pays something for the farmer. No, he waits. He works on that farm for 6 months, for 3 months, and at the end, if he did everything right, he will get a great result for that. When he sees it, he gets shocked. That's one of the joy of doing farming and being a farmer. You understand and you see the result of your job, of your work. That is the secret of believing in the hereafter. Some people, they have a divine eyes, they can see future in the hereafter. Very few people. But most of us, we don't, right? Especially in the time of occultation, the ghaibah, when there is no Nabi, when there is no Imam, it's harder to believe. That's why one rak'ah of a person who prays in the time of occultation and ghaibah is greater than many rak'ahs when a person who lives in a time of Imam. When you pay a charity to a mosque, to Shia, or Muslim community, you have a greater reward, in return in the day of judgment, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is judging you based on what? Justice. In the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used to go sit with Prophet, they used to go and talk with Prophet, see his manner, his ethics, see how he sits, see how he stand up, see how he behaves, right? That's the proof of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there. It's a hujjah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they believe. But there are times like us, we don't see. We understand the miracle of Quran. Yes. We use our intellect. It proved for us that there is an Imam, there is a book, there is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But we don't see it. And there is Imam Syed alayhi salatu wasalam said that in the time of occultation, Abu Khalid, Abu Khalid, one of the very few special companion of Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, Abu Khalid Kabuli. And he used to be a very special companion of Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam Sajjad told him that, there will time come that the Imam is not present, but they believe in something that they cannot see. يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, right? They believe in certain thing that is not seen, it's not visible. Recite the salat, please. So this life is a harvest, is a farm for us. When we create that mindset in our life, we can manage our life better. I don't want to go in detail because it was our last night topic. We talked about this. Tonight we're going to talk about the concept of change and how much Imam al-Husayn ﷺ can help people to change. And changing is not about individual. Mostly, there is a beautiful ayah in Quran which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has stated, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indeed does not change any nation, He does not change it unless those people, they start making change by themselves, deciding and make that decision, that step, that I want to really change. Sometimes we make dua for Muslim Ummah, but unfortunately when we look at the Muslim Ummah, sometimes we see that it's very hard for these people to change. Because change is not a decision yet for them, right? If a person tries to change and then should expect from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help, inshallah. Recite another salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Thank you. I'm good. There is a beautiful narration from Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam, and it's a very wise narration. It has very wisdom, like all his narration. إن ماضي يومك منتقل وباقيه منهم فاغتنم وقتك بالعمل. Because when we create that mindset that what is really mean this world, we need to understand something about time as well, because we always tend to make our decision for tomorrow, give time more, or now I don't want to do it, let's just do it tomorrow or next year or 2 years, let me do this and then do that, We always tend to delay good deeds, right? We always tend to delay good decisions that we have to make. This narration, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam, recite the salat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inna madi yawmika muntaqil. Past is something that is past. You don't have any access. It's your yesterday, right? It's last year. You don't have any access. Don't think about it. وَبَاقِيهِ مِنْهُمْ. But there is between here, between past and future, there is a time called now, right now. وَبَاقِيهِ مِنْهُمْ فَاغْتَنِمْ. Grasp it. Don't lose it. Because this now is very important. You don't know, maybe tomorrow you're not even alive, right? Your past is past, there is now here. فَاغْتَنِمْ. Grasp that time. فَاغْتَنِمْ وَقْتَكَ بِالْعَمَلِ. Grasp your time. This time, it doesn't mean minutes or hour. This time, right now. Your forsa, your opportunity. فَاغْتَنِمْ your forsa. Take that advantage from your opportunity right now. بِالْعَمَلِ. With action. With action. And it's very beautiful in Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the concept of forgiveness and tawbah and return and change. He says that فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ بِالْحَسَنَاتِ. He's the one who He changes the bad deeds with your good deeds. You understand the secret of acceptance of the tawbah? The condition of acceptance of tawbah is doing good deeds. So if someone made wrong choices, made wrong decisions, and did injustice to themselves, to himself or to herself, what is the solution? First, calling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly to Him. You don't need to go anywhere else. You don't need to go recall your sins to anyone. No, this is between me and my Lord. I just go and call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask forgiveness. That's the first. The second, I decide to not go back to that path. Right? وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا. You're not tend to repeat that sin, that action. The third is changing myself. If I have a bad habit, start putting and adding new habits, which are good habits. And those good habits would remove bad habits. فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ. If I want to change, the secret and the key is just do good deeds, righteous deeds. And you know what Allah does? Allah just remove those bad actions from my ladder in the day of judgment and add it with very good deeds that I made. He's the all merciful. He's the all forgiving. And no one can understand the amount of His forgiveness, because He has absolute. All the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is absolute, right? When He says, I'm Ar-Rahman, I'm the all merciful, I'm the absolute one. And وَمَنْ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَمَنْ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. When Allah forgives collectively all my sins. He doesn't say, okay, you ask forgiveness for this one, but how about that one? How about that one? Because many sins maybe I forgot about it, right? When I ask forgiveness and I start changing myself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not look at me like before. He looks at me as I'm a believer. He looks at me as I'm a pure man which didn't commit any sin. That's the amount of forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when we look at the Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, because these individuals, they copy the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a lot of attributes, right? Why He has it? Why He's telling us? Why He's teaching us in Quran? Because we can copy of those attributes. If Allah is all forgiving, I have to be forgiving too, right? If someone comes to me, asks forgiveness from me, I have to answer. I have to say, okay, yes, I forgive you. We have a narration that if you want to be forgiven in the day of judgment, you forgive now. You forgive people. If you want to be forgiven, forgive people. Copy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. reflect those attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's a better word. Reflect on those attributes. Look at the Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi. He is the one who was following from Mecca to Karbala. And he was ordered by Yazid to bother Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, to watch him. Don't let him to go anywhere else. Because Imam was trying to go another direction. No, you have to go this way that I'm telling you. So he was the first person who blocked the water for Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. He was the first person. He was the officer. He had orders. If he says something, soldiers would listen. And he used to, even from the beginning, he used to come to Imam, said, okay, you're doing prayer. Imam would say, you go lead your soldiers, have your prayers, and we have our own prayers. Hur would say, no, I'm not going to go, I want to, follow you. You're here, son of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I have another prayer. It's not possible. It's not good for me. So see this, he has certain bond toward Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. But again, he was the first first person who blocked the water for Imam. And Bibi Zainab sallallahu alayha, she was very upset at him for this reason. The day of Ashura, when he saw the loneliness of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, when he saw the injustice that is happening, his heart started shaking, and he made a choice. He made a choice. He went to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. His head was down. He couldn't even look up toward the eyes of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, I'm here. Would you let me join to your army? You know what Imam al-Hussein, right after that, what he says? Look up. Look at my eyes. You're now part of us. The mercy of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. He didn't say anything else. A person like Hur, who blocked the water for his family, and they are thirsty because of him. He could bring, secretly to Imam some water, right? Right after that, you see the mercy of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. He forgives. So, last point that I want to make. We all need to change. Let's make a promise, within my heart, with the Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Either it's praying on time, or doing some change in my life, or making a special friendship and create that bond with the Imam of our time, or with the Quran. Anything that is in your mind, make that intention and see how Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam helps you. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would help you. Sometimes people, they want to change. Another factor which, as a community, we need to always remember, that if someone did some mistake, if I see him tomorrow, I shouldn't see the same way. Right? Like Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam wrote a letter to Malik before he goes to govern Egypt. In one of the passages he said that, "O Malik, if you saw someone is committing a sin at night, and if you see him or her morning, don't look at that person the same way. Maybe he calls Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asks forgiveness. And if you see him the same way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would punish you, and he may forgive that one, because maybe he asked forgiveness. Maybe he asked forgiveness. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would still punish you because of the way you talk to him, the way you look at him. right? Sometimes they want to change, but parents, they don't let them, because morning comes the same way they treat, or community members. So that's another thing that we have to remember. Always, first we need to change, always. The second, if someone did something, always open the gate of forgiveness and the change, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us forgiveness, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us success in this life and also in the hereafter. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that cure all people that they're in need to be cured and they're not feeling well. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of Imam al-Hujjah ajjalallahu ta'ala faratuhu al-sharif. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaykum ya ahla bayt an-nubuwwah wa ma'adan ar-risala wa ma'adan al-wahy. Tonight we're dedicating our night for Ali al-Asghar, the 6-month baby of Imam al-Husayn. The last who answered the call of Imam al-Husayn was Ali al-Asghar. The evening of Ashura, after Imam al-Husayn lost everyone, all Bani Hashim, all Ashab Abul Fadl. After he lost Ali al-Akbar, Zuhair, Muslim, everyone. Even he didn't have that young man, Qasim ibn al-Hasan. He went to the tent to say goodbye with our last time to meet. He went to them, started talking to them, giving them some advice. After me, the enemy is going to be very cruel. Keep your patience. Keep your patience, O Zainab. Your journey is going to start. It's just start for Zainab. It may be the end of Imam al-Husayn, but it's a start for Bibi Zainab. Imam al-Husayn, after meeting the Ahlul Bayt, went to the tent of Rabab to say the last wada to the Rabab. Oh Rabab, give me Ali al-Asghar, that last kiss I have. When he hugged Ali al-Asghar, he saw his lips is totally dry out. It's like two woods. It's totally, completely dry. He felt that he needs a water because Rabab doesn't have milk. He this baby is thirsty, at the same time hungry. He took the baby. He took the baby. لما رأوا الحسين عليه السلام مصرين على قتله, when Imam al-Hussein عليه السلام saw that they're tend to kill him, مصرين على قتله, أخذ المصحف ونشره. He took the Quran and faced to the people. He said, this is Quran between me and you. I'm the grandson of the Prophet sallallahu. What did I do to you that I deserve to be killed? The last saying of Imam al-Hussein to the soldier, to the enemy. He took the baby. فالتقط الحسين عليه السلام فإذا بالطفل له يبكي عطشانا فأخذه على يده. He took the head of علي العسكر, hold him up that people could see. Oh people, if you want to kill me, but this baby needs water. Imagine a father in that situation. Ya Imam, إن لم ترحموني فارحموا هذا الطفل. If you have no mercy for me, have mercy for this baby. This is Harmalai saying. He says, when I saw that the Imam start talking, I didn't let the Imam finish his word. I saw the neck of Ali al-Asghar. These arrows are prepared beforehand, was poison. This narration says, when he's trying the arrow, imagine how long a neck of a baby can be. فذبح الطفل. With this arrow, this baby was slaughtered. Two people were slaughtered while they were alive. One of them Ali al-Asghar. فذبح الطفل أذن على الأذن. From ears to ear he became slaughtered. Imam al-Hussein was hayran, was wondering, what should I do with this body? He turned to the tent. He was tend to go to the tent, and he was coming back. This is one of the enemy of Imam is narrating, when I saw this happening, I saw the Imam was wondering, where should I go? Which tent should I go? How can I answer Rubab his mom? I saw him at the end. He went to the back of tent. He started digging a hole. He put the body, the small of body of Ali al-Asghar under that hole. You know why? Because Imam knew that they are so cruel. They need these heads. Even they didn't have mercy on that. The evening of Ashura, a narrator says, I saw people, they're going to the back of tent. They're striking and hitting with arrows, with a spear, to that hole.
القوم الظالمین. 6 ماه بود و رنگ جمالش پریده بود، از هوش رفته یا که با ناز آرمیده بود. چشمان خود گشود و زگنوار زد برون، حلم معین غربت بابا شنیده بود. و دگیر وقتی که صدای علم ناصر ینصرنی پدر رو شنید، امام الحسین رفت به سمت خیمه رباب، از رباب خواست بچم رو بده تا آخرین بغل، تا آخرین بوس برگوناش. بچه را گرفت، وقتی به لبهای مبارک علی اصغر نگاه کرد دل بابا شکست. این بچه نه شیر داشته نه بابا نه آب، بچه را بغل گرفت تا شاید این دشمنای بیرم دلش برای بچه بسوز آب برساند. هرمله لعنت الله نقل میکند، وقتی من دیدم حسین صحبت رو شروع کرده از صحابی یزید لعنت الله آب میطلبد، من نذاشتم صحبت امام به اتمام برسد. این تیر سو شعبه رو نشانه گرفتم به گردن درخشان ای طفل 6 ماهه. تیر 6 باره، تیر انقدر قوی بود که بچه جا به جاذب شد. امام حیران نگران ایستاد، نمیدانست کدام سمت برود. یک چند قدم به سمت خیمه رباب، یک چند قدم عقب. من نمیدانم شاید بچه ای دست و پا میزد. دست آخر در کنار در عقب این خیمه گودالی رو کرد، این بچه رو انجا دفع کرد تا این دشمنا دستش نرسه به این بچه. دست آخر در غروب عاشورای نامرد شروع کرد کندن و قسمت. سر علیون الاصغر رو بالای نیزا گذاشت. این بچه های زنوار و باب رو به رو شد، نی سرها بود تا شام. السلام علی قلب زینب الصبور، سلام خدا بر این قلب صبور. لا لعنت الله علی القوم الظالمین و سیعلم الذین ظلموا ای منقلب ینقلبون.
لا 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 گل بابا دیگه سقا نمیتونه آب بیاره. لا 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 گل بابا سقا نمیتونه آب بیاره لا 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 گل پرپر بخواب از غر مادرت که شیر نداره لا 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 لای گل یاسم در حراسم هر ملت تو رو نبینه قاتل تو پرزکینه در کمینه تا که آسمو بچینه قاتل تو پرزکینه در کمینه تا که آسمو بچینه